Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardener. So as I said in my last video, summers are already over here. My work of watering has increased a lot. It's nothing like what it was during the winters and during the monsoon. So it's time to buckle up and start taking care of succulents a little bit more, especially with the watering. Nothing more, just the watering has to be kept in mind. So in today's video I wanted to talk a little bit about the watering. Remember, as I've said, your watering schedule also tends to change as per the season. During summers the frequency is going to be a little bit more as compared to during the monsoon season, the winter season, or autumn or fall, whichever season you have in your country or in your place, in your location. Your watering tends to change, but the thumb rule remains the same, that is, the soil has to be completely bone dry. Whether it's during summers, monsoons, winters, autumn, whichever it is, the soil has to be completely bone dry. That is the main thing that you have to look after. Once the soil is completely bone dry, that is when you go ahead and water. But during summers, what I would advise is, especially if you are from a very dry environment, like I'm from a very dry environment with a 30% of humidity, if you are from a very dry environment, I would advise stop doing bottom watering for your adult succulents, because as I've said this couple of times, bottom watering is a safest way of watering, of course, but it doesn't the moisture doesn't stay for a very long time because the soil does not get soggy wet. It basically works through the capillary action where it just moistens the soil. Enough for succulents during the monsoon season or during the winter season, but during summers the soil tends to dry much faster. You might have seen my top watering, within a couple of hours itself it got dried. So you can imagine if I did a bottom watering, the soil will dry even more faster without giving any chance for the succulent to have a quick drink. So right now during the summer season, all of my adult succulents are watered from above rather than the bottom watering. It's only the leaf propagations that I tend to do bottom watering because they require a little bit more frequent watering. But for my adult succulents, I go for a top watering. I also wanted to show you my new watering bottle. This is basically the dish soap that I have cleaned it completely and used it because it works out really well. All I have done is just made a small little hole on the top for the water to come out, and it's just a very soft bottle that tends to work out really well. So I'm going to water it and I'm going to show it to you. As you can see, very simple to water, and this bottle is more than enough for 2 of the pots. Ideally it tends to work out for 2 of my pots, and I always ensure that I am doing the watering carefully without dropping any water on the leaves. So once we are done, we will just wait for a couple of minutes, let the water just sink in, let the soil completely get soaked with water until the water starts passing through the drain hole. Remember, another mistake a lot of people tend to do, they just water this and they leave it as it is. You have to wait until the water starts passing through the drain hole, otherwise it can be quite dangerous. The succulent will be underwatered. We do not want to keep our succulents excessively underwatered during the summer period because that is very hot, and it can turn out to be quite negative for your succulent, so you have to be extremely careful. So my soil is a little bit dry, so I will wait for couple of seconds for the excess water to drain out, and you can see the water has already started to drain out, which means that I am done with a complete watering. There we go. So I will let the water drain out, and I'll do the same thing for the other one as well. So this is how I have been watering all of my plants of late. These bottles are coming very handy. I have a couple of bottles now that is working out really well. So it's all about doing a check, ensuring that the soil is completely bone dry, and then go ahead and doing a complete watering. You can see my marpin, Graptovaria marpin, is quite dehydrated, very underwatered, so I thought I will also give it a little bit of watering. Now, whether it is a dormant succulent, non-dormant succulent, a lot of people think that a non-dormant succulent should not be given water. That's completely incorrect. Remember guys, even a dormant succulent needs water, not because the succulent wants water, but we want to keep the roots from drying. We do not want the roots to dry, hence we water. Of course the watering is going to be a little bit less, but we still have to water whenever you feel that the soil is completely bone dry, you can wait for 2 or 3 days and then go ahead and do a complete watering for your dormant succulents. In my city, the dormancy is not very strict even on the summer succulents because the temperatures are not very hot. It's slightly warm, around 33 to 34 degrees Celsius. That is the maximum. So I still go ahead and do the same kind of watering what I do for my other succulents. But the most important thing is wait for the soil to be completely bone dry and only then go ahead and water it. So I'll finish up with the watering of this because I don't see the water coming out from the drain hole. So I'll water it a little bit more. And I think this bottle really came in handy. What I'm going to do is next time when I'm going to buy the soap, the detergent, I will buy a bigger bottle because there is a bigger one as well. This is the smaller one. This is quite small, as you can see. So there is a larger one, double or triple the size of this. I think I will get that next time so that I can have more water in it to water it. But even this is working out really well. So I have been using this off late and it's working out really fantastic. So I think this one is also started to drop the water. The complete watering is done, so I'm going to keep it aside. This one is done. And I do the same for the smaller ones as well. I will just go ahead and put the water. And as you can see, I have pretty much watered 3 of the pots. So this bottle capacity is quite good. I can water around 3 pots in one go without going ahead and refilling it once again. So this is how I tend to do it. So the main thing about this video was ensure that depending upon your environment and climate, you have to change your watering schedule. Please avoid bottom watering right now, especially if you are from a very dry and hot environment. Go with top watering. That is going to work out really well. And then, as I said, my leaf propagations, I usually tend to do a bottom watering. So what I do is I keep them in the same tray. With this, I am able to do 2 things at the same time. The excess water will come out from this. When I do a complete watering, the excess water will flow out and it's going to collect in this part over here. And that's where I keep my leaf propagations. At the same time, when I'm watering this, the excess water will enter into this and it will start to kind of bottom water my leaf propagation as well. So it kind of saves my time. The bigger the tray, the much better. I have a small tray right now, so I think this is going to work out really well. So I'll do a complete watering for this one as well. This is my red hole, quite closed inwards, so it's time for her to wake up from the sleep as well. So I'll be doing this. So all of the excess water is running down, as you can see. The excess water will run down and that excess water will start to water my leaf propagation. You can already see the soil is getting darker in color, it's getting watered. So I'm just going to leave it until the entire soil gets dark. I'm going to leave it as it is, and meanwhile I will be watering my other succulents as well, which are there. So whereas these guys will be getting a top watering, while at the same time my leaf propagations will get bottom watering. So in this way I'm able to save a lot of my time in rather than watering separately. This works out really well. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.